Hello, everybody. My name is Stephanie, and I am Head of Educational Content here at Perfectly Spoken. But importantly, I am also a teacher here. And I'm going to be live during August at this time every Wednesday because I want to tell you a little bit about us, what we do, what we offer, but also to give you a taste to show you what our live classes are like, what the experience is like of taking part in a speaking group or a grammar class. So today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about Perfectly Spoken, what we offer, and I'm also going to be sharing with you an essential grammar class today. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this session. So at Perfectly Spoken, we offer English courses at all levels. So that's from A1, which is elementary, all the way up to C2. Now, C2 is proficiency level. So no matter what your level of English, we have a course for you. The courses are a combination of self-study. So by this, I mean we have video lessons which are available 24/7. So whenever you want to access them, they are available on our website. You can study at your own pace. And we do this in combination with live teaching from our team of expert teachers. So it's a combination of you studying at your own pace at a course at your level, and then practicing, putting that language into practice with our live classes. And as I said, today I'm going to give you a sample of an essential grammar live class. Let's get started. So today I thought we'd look at the topic of comparative and superlative adjectives. We're doing this at A2 level. A2 is pre-intermediate. So we're talking comparative adjectives. Let's have a look at some examples. I've got 3 sentences for you here. Number 1, Moscow is colder than Riyadh. Dubai is sunnier than London. And Tokyo is more expensive than Bangkok. Now, notice that each sentence compares 2 things, and so we need to use a comparative adjective. Have a look at the examples. What do you notice about how we make a comparative adjective? So look at what I've highlighted in green. Colder, sunnier, and more expensive. Do you notice any rules here? So 3 easy rules for us to remember. Number 1, for short adjectives, we add ER. Cold becomes colder. Moscow is colder than Riyadh. So for short adjectives, 1 syllable, cold, just add ER. Cold, colder. For adjectives ending in Y, we add IER. So sunny becomes sunnier. Dubai is sunnier than London. And group 3, for long adjectives with 2 or more syllables, we use more. Our example, expensive, becomes more expensive. Tokyo is more expensive than Bangkok. So some nice rules there to remember. A good idea to take a screenshot because we are going to practice. We've got 3 sentences. I'd like you to complete each sentence with the comparative form of the adjective. So sentence number 1. The train is than the bus. I want you to use quick. The train is than the bus. Using quick, what do you think? Okay, let's find out. The train is quicker than the bus. Remember, quick is a short adjective, so we just add ER. The train is quicker than the bus. What about number 2? I think that a rose is than a daisy. Now this time we're using the adjective beautiful. What do you remember about the rule for a longer adjective? Okay, let's check your answer. I think that a rose is more beautiful than a daisy. Remember, for longer adjectives, we use more. Beautiful, more beautiful. Let's try number 3. Mike's joke was than Fred's one. This time we're going to use the adjective funny. What do you think? What do you remember the rule for adjectives ending in Y? We've got funny. Mike's joke was funnier. Remember, if it ends in a Y, we change it to IER. Funny becomes funnier. Well done if you got those 3 correct. Let's have a look then at superlative adjectives. Again, we're going to look at 3 example sentences. Number 1, Astana is the coldest city. Number 2, Yuma is the sunniest city. And number 3, Hong Kong is the most expensive city. Now, in these examples, each sentence tells us which thing is the most. So we use a superlative adjective. What do you notice about how we make a superlative adjective? So looking in the comments, hello to Gloria, Adnan and Alboys. Any ideas? How do we make a superlative adjective? What do you think? Focus on the highlighted part in green. Let's have a look at some rules. So for short adjectives, we add the and est. Now the is really important for superlatives. Cold, colder, the coldest. Astana is the coldest city. Group 2. Now do you remember group 2 are adjectives ending in Y. We add the and IEST. Sunny, sunnier, the sunniest. Yuma is the sunniest city. Yes, Adnan, very good. So for the short adjectives, we add EST, very good. And group 3. Now remember, group 3 are the long adjectives with 2 or more syllables. And for these, we use the and most. So expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Hong Kong is the most expensive city. Again, a nice summary slide for us there before we practice. So this time, let's complete the sentences with the superlative form of the adjective. 5 p.m. is the time on the road. We're going to use busy. What do you think? I'd like the superlative form of the adjective busy. Let's check. 5 p.m. is the busiest time on the road. Number 2, the blue whale is the mammal. This time let's use big. Adnan, very good. What about number 2? The blue whale is the mammal? We're going to use big. Let's find out. The blue whale is the biggest mammal. And the third one, the Eiffel Tower is the landmark in Paris. This time our adjective is famous. Very good, Adnan, yes. What about number 3, using famous? So remember the rules that we talked about. Yes, very good, is the most famous. So for all of these, we're using the because they're superlatives. The biggest, the busiest, the most famous. Very good. So let's review the rules for short adjectives in a comparative. So comparative, we've got 2 things we're comparing. We add er and than. Big, bigger than. And for superlative, the and est. Big, bigger, the biggest. Adjectives ending in y. The y changes to ier. Sunny, sunnier than, and the superlative, the sunniest. And of course, for long adjectives, we need to remember to use more. So expensive, more expensive than, and the most expensive. Now, unfortunately, there are some exceptions. Not every adjective follows this rule. So let's look at 3 very important exceptions. Good, bad, and far. Now, I said they're important because they're very, very common adjectives, aren't they? Good becomes better, and the superlative is the best. Good, better, the best. Bad, worse, the worst. And far, further, the furthest. So with these, we just have to remember they're different, they don't follow the rule. Okay, so to finish our taster session today, it's quiz time. Let's see if you were paying attention to the rules and the practice from this mini session. I have some questions for you. True or false? Use a superlative adjective when you are comparing 2 things. What do you think? True or false? Use a superlative adjective when you are comparing 2 things. Do you remember, what did we talk about today? Of course, this is false. You use a comparative adjective. Notice the connection compare, you use a comparative. Let's try another one. Use the with a superlative adjective. What do you think? We've done lots of practice in our mini session. Do we use the with a superlative adjective? Some correct answers coming through. Well done. So the next one, yes, is absolutely true. The biggest, the sunniest, the most expensive, the best. Use a superlative adjective to express that something is the most. What do you think here? Alketa, what do you think? Use a superlative adjective to express that something is the most. This, of course, is true. Yes, that's why we're using a superlative, because it's the most beautiful. It's the worst. It's the furthest. Very good. For adjectives ending in y, make the comparative by adding er. What do you think here? adjectives ending in Y, make the comparative by adding ER. Think about the rules we've just talked about. Of course, this one is false. We know that we add IER. Remember, funny becomes funnier. Sunny, sunnier. So that Y is cancelled and it becomes an I. The comparative of good is better. What do you think here? The comparative of good is better. Remember, good was one of our exceptions to the rule, wasn't it? Is the comparative form better? What do you think here? This, of course, is true. The comparative of good is better. What about this one? The superlative of bad is the worse. True or false? Adnan, very good. What about this one? The superlative of bad is the worse. True or false? Be careful with this one. So this last one here is false. It should be the worst. W-O-R-S-T. Yes, the worst. Worse is the comparative form. Very good, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that mini taster session there. Like I said, I'm going to be live here every Wednesday at this time. And we're going to be doing some practice at different types of live classes. So you get an idea, a flavour for the types of sessions that we offer here at Perfectly Spoken. And of course, if you do have any questions, you can email us. Here is our email address, hello@perfectlyspoken.com. So please get in touch if you have any questions that you would like to ask. And of course, if you enjoyed today's session, you can join us. We welcome everybody and we'd be really delighted to meet you. So please do join us at www.perfectlyspoken.com and start improving your English now. So as I said, just to remind you, my name is Stephanie. I'm here live this time every Wednesday for some different practice sessions. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye.